I want to thank everybody for coming out today to support the Clements family and to honor Gregory. My name's Andy Weigel. I'm the president of the Southern New England Brotherhood Ride. This is a new chapter started just earlier this year. The Brotherhood Ride was formed in Naples, Florida on June 18th, 2007. Brotherhood Ride founder Jeff Morris was out to dinner with his wife for their anniversary, and that's when they heard the news of the Super Sofa Warehouse fire in Charleston, South Carolina, better known as the fire of the Charleston 9. Being out for his anniversary with his wife, and it's just the type of work we do, things can go wrong in a minute. And he just felt that, he may not be able to celebrate another anniversary with his wife. It can happen at any time to any one of us. It's just part of the job. He felt compelled to do something for those families to honor them and remind them that their loved one's sacrifice would never be forgotten. He wanted to do something a little more than just raise money and mail a check to the families. So him and a few other firefighters of the North Naples Fire Department, which is now North Collier Fire Department in Naples, Florida, they tossed around a few ideas on how they could honor these guys properly. They wanted to put a little grit and grunt and dedication into it. So after tossing around a few ideas, they decided to ride bicycles from Naples, Florida to Charleston, South Carolina. It just happened to take them 9 days to complete the ride, so they called it 9 Days for 9 Heroes. That was just supposed to be a one-time ride on mostly borrowed equipment, and they weren't back but a month when Fort Myers police officer Andrew Whitman was shot and killed. His badge number was 413, so they rode 413 miles around the state of Florida that following year in honor of Andrew Whitman. Now there's 3 chapters, including the Southern New England Brotherhood Ride. There's the Florida chapter, there's a Texas chapter, and there's us. The Southern New England chapter is going to cover will honor any line of duty death suffered in Connecticut, Massachusetts, or Rhode Island. In the 11 years since the Brotherhood Ride was founded, we've raised over $400,000 and hand-delivered donations to every single family that we've ridden for. So if we can get a round of applause for Jeff and what he has started. And Tracy would like to read a poem before we start.
No one is ever prepared for a line of duty death. We never expect that on this call we'll take our final breath. Whether in the dark or in the light of day, when it happens to our own, on bended knee we pray. In public safety families, no matter who we are, we mourn our own departed, whether near or far. Their family now has joined the ranks, only a select few. The family of our lost, those watching over you. When we choose our service line, we knew there will come a time. We may have to sacrifice and lay it on the line. Be ready to help your brethren. It just might be his will. Too many have gone before us, and there are many more yet still.
I just want to introduce our team. We've come from all around the country to be able to honor Gregory Clements, as well as the 13 other heroes that we rode for over the past 4 days. We have Brotherhood founder Jeff Morris from North Collier Fire Department. in Naples, Florida. We have Craig Malachow from Steamboat Springs, Colorado. Ralph Longoria, North Park, Florida. We have Tracy Eldridge, who is a former chief dispatcher of the town of Rochester, Mass. And she now works for Rapid SOS, who is making great strides in the 911 world. It's an honor to have her here with us as well. She was part of the support crew. We also have Dina Kyler. She's a nurse at Beth Israel Hospital. She's Brotherhood Ride Support as well. Kevin Richards of Rochester Fire Department. Jeff Eldridge, Brotherhood Ride Support of Rochester Fire Department. Stephen Grenier, Brotherhood Ride Support, Rochester Fire Department. Heidi Bassett, Brotherhood Ride Support, retired Carver police officer. Dave Bassett, Brotherhood Ride Support. Christy Weigel, Brotherhood Ride Support. Kate Weigel, Brotherhood Ride Support. Jessica Fingerood, Rochester paramedic, as well as ER nurse. She was also Brotherhood Ride Support. And can we get an extra round of applause? If it wasn't for her, she was the super glue that held this entire ride together. Fire Chief Scott Weigel from the Rochester Fire Department, Brotherhood Ride Support. Brandon Dion, Rochester firefighter, Brotherhood Rider. Rob Dias is also from the Rochester Fire Department. I apologize. Manny Aruda came up from Naples, Florida. He's Boston firefighter retired. That's the 2018 Southern New England Brotherhood Ride team. We get a round of applause for them and all their hard work over the past 4 days. So I started this organization after taking part in the Florida Brotherhood Ride, the 2016 and 2017 ride. And it's just unbelievable, just what a small group of people and such a large impact they can make on people's lives. Words can't even begin to describe it. I was so honored to be a part of it, and after the 2016 ride, Jeff came up to deliver a check to Mrs. Bell. Her husband Kevin was killed in a fire in Hartford Fire Department in 2014. In 2014, we honored him in 2015. We ride a year after the incident to remind the communities, the families, and the respective departments that their loved ones would never be forgotten. And unfortunately, Mrs. Bell didn't know about the Brotherhood Ride honoring Kevin. And when we showed up on her doorstep to make the donation to her, just the look on her face, it just left such a great impact on me. And just the words she spoke about just me and Jeff, just the two of us, just showing up and just telling her about the Brotherhood Ride and how grateful she was. It really made me want to start my own chapter up here and honor the heroes who die in the line of duty in southern New England. I tossed that idea around for a little while, and I just couldn't decide if I wanted to take on what such a grand undertaking it is. It's a lot of hard work, and it takes a long time to get it together, but it's well worth it. Every drop of sweat, every tear and it's all worth it to be able to honor these guys the way they deserve to be, and to remind everybody who will listen that they will never be forgotten. This year, past November, a real close friend of mine, Bob LaValle of New Bedford Fire Department, he passed away of lung cancer related to the fire service. And between Mrs. Bell and Bob LaValle, that's the reason why we're here today. They were the driving force that pushed me over the edge to start this chapter, to be able to honor the heroes of southern New England. I started to get the organization registered with the IRS in the state of Massachusetts in January. And the state of Massachusetts gave me the runaround. They told me to fill out the wrong form, and then they lost it. And long story short, we weren't able to start any fundraising or any planning of the ride until the organization was fully established. And that didn't happen until June. We had already picked a date to be able to honor these 14 heroes this weekend, and we were sticking to it. And we had to make the very, very tough decision to cut the ride short. There's 3 towns out in Western Mass, Northampton, Chicopee, and Montgomery, who lost a hero, a loved one, a friend. And due to such a short time to be able to throw everything together, we had to make the very tough decision to cut the ride short, to be able to maximize the impact of the donations back to the families. Everybody standing up here today is here on either vacation time or they did shift swaps. Nobody, not one of us, collects any type of paycheck or any compensation. We're all here for the Brotherhood. So Friday morning, we started in Rochester, Mass, and we went to New Bedford to honor Bob. From there, we went to Cranston, Rhode Island to honor Kevin Lang. Then we went to North Providence to honor David Diorio. Our next stop was in Pawtucket to honor David Beauclair. We spent the night at the Attleboro Elks Lodge, and Saturday morning, at 8 a.m., we hit the road. We went to Brockton Police Department to honor the loss of their canine Coda, and to meet with his handler, Darvin. From there, we went up to Fitchburg, Mass, to honor John Mulcahy. And just a little fact that we learned out the hard way, Fitchburg is rated second to San Francisco for the amount of elevation change in the city. On that day, we climbed just about 3,560 feet. I think the number was 3,558. We thought that was going to be the toughest day. But coming down to the Cape today, I'm pretty sure we climbed over 3,000 again. And then Sunday, we started, or after Fitchburg, for John Mulcahy, we spent the night at the Brighton Elks Lodge. No, the Leominster Elks Lodge. From there, we started again, hit the road at 8 a.m. We went to Devens, Mass, to honor Richard Stevens. Our next stop was Lexington Fire Department to honor Kenneth Donnelly. From there, we went to Arlington Fire Department to honor Deputy Chief Stephen Porciello. From there, we stopped at MIT at the Sean Collar Memorial to honor the 5th year anniversary of his murder, as well as honor Officer Dennis Simmons of the Boston Police Department, who was injured while injured on the manhunt for the Boston Bombers. He succumbed to his injuries a year later. So we honored him while we were there as well. Then we spent the night at the Brighton Elks Lodge, and we had a little bit of trouble getting help out of Boston this morning. We asked for a police escort the whole way to keep us safe through traffic. And being Monday morning in Boston, it's very busy. So we had to wait for our escort to be arranged. And Boston Police and the state police stepped up, and they really made it happen for us. Not only today, but on Saturday as well. So we hit the road this morning about 9 o'clock to come down here. It was a total about 89 miles, I believe, that we traveled. And the team worked very, very hard to get here. Like I said, there was a lot of hills. I thought Saturday was going to be the toughest day, but today definitely matched it. On our way here, because we started so late and we didn't want to keep all you guys waiting, we only stopped maybe 5 times, about 10 minutes each. So the team really had to earn it today to be able to get here and honor Gregory. And like I said before, we had to cut the ride short, and we still are honoring Anthony Spano of the Chicopee Fire Department. We are honoring Fire Chief Stephen Fry of the Montgomery Fire Department, and forgive me, it's been a long day. Robert Davis of Northampton Fire Department. So those are the 14 heroes who we honored over the past 4 days. And I just want to read you a little excerpt that Jeff has written, and it's the reason why we ride. Why ride? To honor those who have fallen in the line of duty. When I heard the news that one of my brothers had died, I felt so low. We never met. I never shook your hand. Our wives did not know each other, nor did your kids call me uncle. But I knew I had lost a brother. You were a total stranger to me, but there was a lump in my throat and a hole in my heart. Why did it bother me so much? Why could my wife tell that I had lost another friend? Why did I feel I needed to show how firefighters, police officers, and emergency responders are all brothers? You had worn the same uniform as mine, that of an emergency responder. You had taken the same oath to protect lives and property, to serve and protect, care for the sick, and you knew that oath was more than just a bunch of words to get on the job. You knew from the day that you repeated those words that you would have to put your life on the line to save others. You knew that if you had to, you would risk everything to save someone who you never met. We are not like other workers. We expect to be in danger from the start of our shift until we are relieved by another emergency responder. We will defend and protect anyone who calls us without hesitation. I wonder what you thought as you made the ultimate sacrifice. I can only hope that as you lay in the darkened, smoke-filled hallway or in the dark, lonely street, you knew that your brothers were coming to get you. We know that they were unable to get to you in time, but rest assured, brother, they finished the job you started. They made your community safe again. So, my brother, I was not able to be with you when you paid the ultimate price, but my brothers and I have come here to honor you. We know that you will say, I was only doing my job. No. You are doing the work of God, and we will not apologize for reminding everyone that you gave your life to protect their community. So why do we train so hard to ride for a total stranger? Why do we ride in all different kinds of weather? Rain, wind, cold, heat. Why do we sleep wherever we can find a space on a floor? Why would we do this for a total stranger? We wouldn't, but we will for our brothers. We always say never forget, but time moves on and people will forget about that day. Rest assured, we remind them that there are families and co-workers who still have a hole in their heart that will never be filled. We are not heroes, but we are proud to wear the names of the heroes on our back for all to see. So stand down, my brother. You have completed your shift. Let our legs carry your memory and remind all who will listen that you gave your life to save a total stranger. God bless our fallen. And I can't thank the Elks Association for all they do for us. Without their help, it would be impossible for this ride to happen. Through fundraising year-round is how the ride is paid for, and all of the proceeds, other than the cost of the ride itself, get donated directly back to the families. And we ask the Elks to adopt us for the night. By adopt us, we mean feed us dinner, give us a spot to blow up our air mattresses on the floor, and feed us breakfast before we leave. Without them, I would have to pay for all of these guys for a place to stay, pay for their dinners and their breakfasts, and the cost of the ride would go up astronomically. So could we get a huge round of applause for the Elks, Falmouth Elks, for hosting us tonight, as well as the Elks Association. And at that time, if I could have the Clements family come up here, we have a small gift for you from the team. This here is a plaque. It says, Cycling for the Fallen, August 24th through August 27th, 2018. And it has all 14 names of the heroes that we rode for over the past 4 days. And to personalize it, we had every member of the team sign it. So this is just a small gift from us to you. I can speak on behalf of the entire team that it was an honor to dedicate not only the ride to the 14 heroes, but each day we dedicate to some of the fallen that we are riding for. Today we dedicated the ride to Gregory. We always have an opening ceremony when we start the day, and we ask for their blessing to help keep us safe on our journey. So we are all honored to be able to dedicate not only this ride, but today in Gregory's name. I'm so sorry for your loss, and condolences for from the entire team. And I just want to thank all you guys for coming out to support us and support our mission to honor Gregory. And I believe Brotherhood Ride founder Jeff Morris wants to say a couple of words.
So hello folks, my name is Jeff Morse. I'm the one Andy was talking about. We started this back in June 18th, 2007. I have to remember June 18th. Andy gets the date a little mixed up sometimes, but it's my anniversary. So if I forget that, I'm in big trouble. I'm sure it's being on Facebook Live, so I'd be willing. She's watching, great. So June 18th, 2007 is when this Brotherhood Ride started, but I cannot tell you how impressed and how proud my wife and I and the entire Florida team is to see what's happening this past weekend. To know that Andy and his group was able to put this together in such a short time frame, and the dedication that they showed. A lot of these guys were first-time riders. We brought some aces up from Florida and one from Colorado. But we didn't have to do anything. These guys showed more determination and more grit than we did. Our logos or our sayings are honor, dedication, and pride, and they showed that every pedal stroke that they took. And we took a lot of pedal strokes. We took a lot of hills, and not once did they complain. I mean, you look at these guys, they rode anywhere from 80 to 90 miles a day, slept on an air mattress, got up the next morning at 6 o'clock, and we did it all over again. And I have no question in my mind that this team will be around for a long time with Andy's leadership and with the support. I always say on our team that our support team is second to none. I'll probably get in trouble when I go back to Florida, but these guys on his support team work just as hard as our guys did. The riders, I think, owe them a great round of applause. So once again, I can't be more proud of Andy and what he's done, and I look forward to many good things from this years to come.
And I also forgot, there's 3 other members of our support team that went above and beyond. They were awesome. They are part of the MMR Firefighter Explorer program. Mattapoisett, Marion, and Rochester. They're all high school kids, and they came here to experience what true brotherhood is, and they get it. Without them, our support crew would probably be sleeping right now. They worked so hard over the course of the time that they were here. Unfortunately, they weren't able to be here with us tonight. They had to leave early, as I believe they start school tomorrow. So, if we could get a round of applause for them. Their names were Lauren, Drew, and Steven. So, thanks again, guys. I'm sure you'll see this on Facebook, and I'm so proud for you guys that you were able to come here and experience this. I'm so proud of all the work you guys put into it. Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. Once again, thank you to everybody for coming out tonight to support the Clements family. All right, so we normally do our closeout ceremony at the Elks Lodge, but it just seems too fitting to be able to do it here. We're all one big family. So if we could just bring it in, and we'll close out the day. It's okay, guys. We smell a little bit, but come on in, grab a shoulder.
So just so you guys, what Andy said earlier was, each day we dedicate the day when we did the Charleston 9 ride. It just happened to be 9 firefighters. So we did each day we dedicated one to that firefighter we're riding for, ask for his protection, ask for safekeeping, and we dedicate the day for him. At night, we thank him for his help. A lot of times they got us in with his help, and we knew he was pushing them. And that's what happened today. We know we hit some tough stuff today with the bridge and everything, and Greggy was right there with us, and he was pushing us all the way, making sure that even when we took breaks at the Rotary and we were trying to stay a little longer, he pushed us to get in here. So now he's done his job. We'd like to put him to rest for the rest of the time. So on 3, Ralph. God bless Captain Gregory.
Brotherhood Riders, are you ready?
Ready!
1, 2, 3.
God bless Captain Gregory!
Woo!
One more time for the Elks? Sure. One more time for the Elks, guys. Thank you.
Brotherhood Riders, are you ready?
Ready!
1, 2, 3.
God bless the Elks!